Hello.
Hey, what you doing?
Oh, just studying to show myself approved. God is good.
All the time, all the time. So what you got on?
I'm just wearing my prayer shawl right now.
Well, what do you like to do for fun?
Just study the word, read my Bible, go to church, go to choir practice, and I'm currently practicing celibacy. Hello? Hello? Hey y'all, it's me, Rebekah. Welcome back. Now I just realized that I have on the same exact colors as I did in my last video. So just to let y'all know, it's not the same outfit. Because I know how some of y'all be, especially my Memphis folks. You only got one outfit, don't it? One outfit having. So anyway, let's get right into today's topic, which is how to remain celibate in a sexually driven society. Now, I know this topic is a little personal to have, and some of you all don't like to talk about it openly, but on the other hand, some of y'all are like, hey, turn me up. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex. First of all, when God tells us not to do something, think of it as a father-parent type of thing. Like when you tell your child not to run into the street, it's for their protection, right? Because you know what could happen if they run into the street. They could get hurt or hit by another car. So you already foresee the danger and you're just trying to protect them because you love them. So this is the same thing God is doing for us. He's telling us it's not to take away our fun, but he foresees the danger in it. And he loves us and he wants to protect us from that. So he's basically just saying, don't run in the street and don't drive without license. And it's funny that this conversation is like so basic and it's like ABC blocks type of conversation, but yet and still adults haven't gotten this concept yet. So besides all the basic things we already know, what about the attachments form that cause you to be led by emotion? What has a person done so great to deserve that? I mean, come on, y'all. We have to value ourselves more than that. Think about it. What do you know about this person you laying with? Have you met their mama? Do you know their middle name? Do you know their last name? How about their favorite color? Their favorite meal? I mean, what have they done so good that you just trust them with your most precious jewel? And the scripture says, guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life. Now, this is my favorite scripture. Because if you notice, most of the issues you have stem from heart issues, whether it be offenses, drama, or even soul ties. And I don't like running around here with issues. That's why I guard my heart.
I'm prepared for you because you got issues.
And I had a guy tell me, and yes, I've been single for 5 years, so of course I've met different guys, but I had a guy tell me, and actually I've had a couple of people tell me, you've got a wall up. And I'm like, no, I'm guarding my heart. There's a difference between a wall and a guarding your heart. A wall up means just ain't nobody getting in. Just ain't no way. You don't trust nobody. You have trust issues. You haven't healed. That's having a wall up. Guarding your heart, think of a security guard at the mall. They're just walking around and making sure nothing's off and nothing's off track and nobody's trying to do anything. So they're just really just trying to be protective and, find out, who is this person? Is this person for me? And so, surprise, surprise, I didn't end up with any of these guys I met. I mean, they didn't last for more than a week on the phone. We didn't even go out on dates. So, yes, you're supposed to guard your heart. You're not supposed to be giving them everything. Casting your pearls before swine. Don't cast your pearls before swine. So we have to be careful with our hearts in all situations, but especially situations like these. So don't you just loathe giving something intimate to a person that you're not going to be married to and you have no intentions on being with. So conduct yourself as a wife now, because you're somebody's future wife or future husband. And you don't want to go through 2 or 3 or 4 different dudes or women and just to find the one and then have to explain your hoish activities to your future husband or wife. And now God is a God of second chances. So we're not talking about our past, because we all have them. He washed my slate clean. He's washed your slate clean. That's behind us. We talking about now. What are we doing right now in the present to keep ourselves sexually pure and holy and righteous before God? And on the soul tie thing. A soul tie is a connection of the soul. And now, let me read the definition that I got at church. It's a mental or emotional attachment involving mind and emotions resulting in the influence of our will. Now, y'all know everything changes when you sleep with a person. You can't even think straight anymore. You get cray-cray. And not to mention the spirits you can pick up. You don't know what type of spirits a person has. Now, I'm speaking from experience with this. You don't know if this person has anger issues, if this person is just full of sexual immorality. You don't know if they have a murderous spirit. And I'm just saying that because that is more prominent than you think. You don't want to pick up these spirits. And soul ties are hard to break. I'm not going to talk your ear off about that. I'll let you all look that up. But I know it took me years to break mine. So just avoid that until you're married. Because one thing about the enemy, he is the father of all lies. And he comes as a wolf in sheep's clothing, as an angel of light. And he shows you what looks good. He just makes sex look fun and beautiful. And it's just everywhere, just all up in our face, on TV, on the radio, through the songs, especially on the social media. Everything is sexually driven. And it's just like, try it this way, try it that way. Let's add partners. Snapchat me that. And yes, it is beautiful in the confines of a marriage, but what he doesn't tell you about is the shame and the guilt and the hurt and the heartbreak and the single parenting and the diseases. Not to mention that some of these diseases can lead to your death, because the wages of sin is death. God tells us not to do things for a reason. Some of the pain and the hurt in our life we go through is because of us. It's you, boo-boo. Say it with me. It's me. Not my mother, not my sister, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Sometimes it's your decisions. When you're sitting up with your heart broke because this man done left you because you done gave it up too quick and he got what he wanted and got on down. He just ran a little game on you and you gave it up. He was wrong for that, but it was your fault. When you got these men that you're not even married to cheating on you, you're like, oh, he wrong, he a dog, he gonna get it. He gonna get it because God don't like ugly, but you sitting up there sleeping with him. And you're not married to him. Y'all got to think about those types of things. There are consequences to sin. So how do we abstain from sexual immorality when we've got all of these things in our face? Okay, if you're a virgin, keep it up. Don't let anybody tell you you're lame or you're missing out. You ain't missing out on Nathan. Let God choose your mate. You're going to be just fine. You're doing the right thing. And for those struggling and trying to figure out it's hard. How do I not have sex? Okay, you don't take a recovering alcoholic to the bar, do you? You don't take a recovering marijuana smoker to the weed shop or to the weed depot, do you? Okay, so don't put yourself in sexy situations. Don't go to no man's house or no woman's house or bedroom. That's just the perfect setup. It's going to be going down before you know it. Don't be having the romantic music playing, the candles lit, and it's just y'all two and y'all got y'all wine glasses. Go somewhere public. Stay in the public. Lest it gets hot and heavy in that bedroom and you tempt yourself. And you can't say it's the devil. No, it's you and your choices. So choose wisely. And avoid the wine and alcohol. I mean, come on now. We all know drinking affects your ability to make sound decisions. Why do you think it's called wine and spirit / spirit of sexual desires, spirit of lust? And this ain't no ancient secret just now discovered, buried deep in the tombs of Egypt. We all know this. And I'm even careful what I wear. Now, it's okay to be fashionable, but overly sexual, I'm not trying to be the tempter only so I can say no later. I'm not trying to be someone else's stumbling block. And be careful what you're listening to and watching. And I know some of y'all like, Rebekah, you just going too far. Well, this is a race. Y'all trying to win or not? So no, I don't listen to sexy songs. What I need to be feeling sexy for, and I'm single. And I'm not married. It just takes your mind right to the bed. Next thing you know, your body's in the bed. Next thing you know, boom, you're in the act. And I don't watch movies with sex scenes in them. I either skip the scene because it makes your flesh rise up. Now, why do you want to do that to yourself? Just why? Why do you want to put yourself in a position where you're battling your flesh? And y'all, I know we're single, so some of y'all might meet each other and end up having a conversation on the phone. Be careful what you talk about. Just veer away from the sexy conversation because it arouses people. Then when y'all see each other, that's the first thing the minute you have a glass of wine, it's over with. He in there like swimwear. And this one dude said to me, now come on, we grown. We could talk like this. And I'm like, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, we're grown. When I was a child, I spoke like a child. I understood as a child. I thought like a child. But when I became a man, I put childish things away. We already learned through our experience as young adults what premarital sex can lead to. Fatherless children, all the things I already named. We learned that as kids, so why are we back to ABC? And then y'all, I've heard a couple of people say this, not just guys, but just, talking amongst women about sex before marriage. I've heard people say, well, what if you do all that waiting and you get with them and the sex is not good and the size and all this type of stuff? I'm just keeping it real. And I'm like, well, you gonna trust God or not? Or you just gonna keep on leaning to your own understanding and how that been working out for you? How many times you gonna keep learning the same lesson before you say, I think God was on to something? Because I trust God. The word says my God will supply all of my needs. That's all. I believe he will supply me with everything I need. I don't even have to worry about that. And if you're basing your next relationship off of that, well, I'm going to need you to go back to the drawing board anyway, because you got a long way to go and you got a lot to learn. And sending pics, you have to be careful what you send someone, because men are visual. And I don't send full body pics. I have nothing to hide, nothing to be ashamed of or nothing like that. But if you've already seen me, all right, that's all you need to know. I don't need to send you any pictures because men can imagine stuff off of anything. Again, I'm just keeping it real. I remember I only sent someone just a picture of my face and they said something that was off. So, I'm careful with that too, because like I said, you're somebody's future wife. I don't want everybody having pictures of me. Like that's like pressure. Like grandma and them didn't have to send 50 pictures. Then you send one, then they want another, then another, and that gets sexual too. Next thing you know, they telling you how to pose and you just joining right in. Everything leads to sex just about. So you have to be careful. And if they mad because you set the boundaries and said, I'm not sending you any pictures of me. Well, you don't need no pictures of me. You seen me already. Just try to remember that last visual you saw. Just remember that. And if they get mad, guess what? They're not the one, because godly men understand these things. They get it. They're respectful. They're probably not even going to ask for a picture. So I don't send pictures. And I know y'all like, Rebekah, you is extreme. Well, one thing about it, y'all, I'm at peace. I sleep good at night, and I don't be worried about no man, and I'm not all caught up in my emotions over something I done did, some mistake I done made. That all started with bad decisions and going to their house and sending them pictures and watching the wrong things. And don't let it scare you all that I said I've been single for 5 years. Again, this is my choice, and you all may not be single as long as me, but everyone I have met has not been for me. And I'd rather just be single and happy and work on me than with someone who's not for me and waste time. And most importantly, build my relationship with God. That's the best relationship you can have before you ever enter into another relationship. If you ain't solid on that, and I know all y'all not gonna do things how I do things, but I'm like Paul. I wish you was as I were. And lastly, this is really the most important of them all, because I know you're like, Rebekah, what about if I did all these things and I'm minding my own business and my flesh starts to rise up? Now, when I first got single, that was my first concern. I was like, am I going to have to struggle with this until I'm married again? Like, I can't do this. And I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm not the type of person who lets things defeat them. And I was like, I'm not finna let this defeat me. I'm not finna be struggling every night or however so often with my flesh. I got to get this under control. So I was resisting the devil so he could flee. Y'all know that verse, resist the devil so he could flee. And I was resisting, but he wasn't fleeing. So I got the Bible for myself and read it. And it says, and you all should read the whole thing, not just what I'm telling you, but always check the word for yourself. That's why it's good to have your own Bible and study for yourselves, because there are going to be things that God reveals to you that he didn't necessarily reveal to me. But it's submit yourself unto God, resist the devil and he will flee. I'm like, oh, well, that's the secret. You have to submit yourself unto God first. So I was doing all that resisting and no submitting. So finally I just had to say, Lord, I'm yours. Use me for your glory. Remove everything in me that's not like you. Clear my mind. Clear my heart. I give you all of me. It belongs to you. Nothing in me is mine anymore. It belongs to you. And then I resisted the devil and he fled. And it worked. And Also, I pray to God too. Y'all can pray for anything. You can pray for anything now. And I said, God, please take these feelings away from me. This is embarrassing and intimate, but I'm trying to help y'all. And I had to say, Lord, I don't want to struggle with this. Please remove these feelings. I'm not married and I don't want to make a mistake. And guess what? He did. So it's easier than you think. All I had to do was ask God and submit to God, resist the devil, and he fled, and say my prayers. And that's not something I struggle with. Anytime it starts to rise up, because I know myself, and I know if my flesh starts to rise up, just keep a scoreboard, flesh and spirit. And anytime your flesh wins, just be like, flesh 1, spirit 0. Just take a scoreboard, see who's winning, because it's something you need to do if your flesh is winning over your spirit. So anytime I even feel a slight wanting to rise of the flesh, I'm like, I resubmit myself to God. It's not enough to do stuff once. Like, you have to renew your mind daily. You have to renew your heart and your thoughts. You got to renew all of that daily. And so you have to submit often. You have to say, Lord, I'm yours. Use me. Forgive me if I haven't been submitting unto you, and show me where I need to lay everything down again. You have to do it again. So, all right, y'all. So I hope this helped. I hope you all listen, and not only listen, but apply. Application is what makes the difference. And stay tuned, because I have lots more on single dating. And if there's any topics that you want to talk about, just send me an email. I'll leave my email at the bottom in the description. And like, subscribe, and share, and be blessed.
I'd love to have a soulmate, and God will give them to me someday.